and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. From now on till enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. From now on till enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings.
So gela jawan de ko tayen do re wa kong so ma le shi shi jin si to sai de ya bo de la gui cha zang ya da kun ta ran bo chi le cha chi cha su chu jin la zang me chu shi jen yan na kun de kun ya lu e pung de yin chu jin na ti ring yin je za song re ta de ngone ngaran so le zangbo ba nyomombo chiwa kunle yingenji ri 제단에 가르잖아 최신인데 뒤콤 옆에 값질에 제하시다 윤도 먹으면 남바지 뭐서 다 로랭히기 산신이 되긴데 내가 더 정보 소스 천딜라 팽하게 로 내가 더 좋지 치마 편집 라배 땡기지든 줄람 두야 돼 아니 배 앙니 아랭니 바자지 용거로 뒤지기와 말해서 쓴 거래 같이 말한서 초진이 무슨 남지 참에 차대요래 초진이 즉 상당 지든 치마니 강교배요 또요 말해서 돼 람람라마서 송도와 어디 딘디지네 딘디 규제 망보지네 최신인데 저것도 가라 클라스하고도 어디 때나진 단다 템바당 대마도 쳐지 제거래 세세다 갈럽때 되는 거래
In the words of great Master Ganden Lhagyama, that when I finish my chores, then I'm going to do a practice of Dharma. So in this one verse, in Ganden Lhagyama he said that that kind of mentality, that I'm going to practice my Dharma after finishing my chore, with that kind of mentality, that kind of mentality itself is the source of downfallment. So you should be practice right now, right today. And this is very ordinary mentality of common people like us, that I will do my Dharma practice when I am available, when I have a time. And as if we consider Dharma practice as something that is not needed in every time. So we have Dharma practice in our kind of, not in the first priority, rather kind of second, third on the list. And we always engage, what is important to us is in ordinary kind of attitude that is most beneficial in this lifetime. And thinking about future lifetime is again not a priority. So for that kind of mentality, what is helpful is using many different kinds of approach to make your practice more urgent, such as thought of uncertainty of our life, impermanence of our life, and not knowing whether tomorrow comes first or death comes first. And in fact, practice the urgency of the Dharma should be at the level where same as where when we are hungry, we immediately try to eat, and so likewise, whenever it is kind of whenever it is needed, whenever time is available, there should be a practice of the Dharma.
어다 최전에 드링인 다 재산실로 가도 최 재산에 답에 즉 오늘 지단에 남단지나 타입하고 이래 이나야 다 저 최세대 생명교회상이야. 디인교회는 답람들라 다 갈단에게 존재지나 인라 디인권에 애니 라마라 애니베 소아테베지 답하기 순고하래. 어때 인라던데 쉬우지게 전부 차디가래. 인도가라 말한 수단다 갈단에게 디 청년제대 어다 예 딘리기 디지디가라 지네 답배 간존나 연대경기 주루 지가 다 니마사야가 유 강가 밍만라요 마소이나 갈단하게 라면 나줘서게요래 어디 니마가 유그 라둡세스기도 간제 라마단데 그 바기 솔뎁지야다 라마단데 처바페 딘리지 지단데 라마도 상기 고 야르메들다고네 간지 대진 대바 전부 세대가라 대난에 상하도지 대발라 바기 조 참절의 인상 되게 전에 라마사 전부 쉬우지 제거하되 규진 때바 두고 와래 이니 인디가라 아니 말 루기트서 마시겐지 베기 칠로다 라메칠루레 세와야 오다 칠루데 기 제산데 간디진 바데 마시지 라마 조지기에서 라메칠루레 라고야 된디 점불린 중요레스 오다 때내지 가서 라메칠루세야 된사와인 차 말에 그 유전지야래 라마생인데 상기 이 틀레 제바부 임바 람림나 간지 주부용 것도 어다 대가서 라마생 라마메베 코로나 상기 제베 생에 갈사 상기 돈다 그냥 라마탈라 쓰는 중다 라마 오늘 자첨버리 라마 아니베 지신 다좀 되는 잘 마주 갈라 다잘 진을 패가 나가더라 아니베 소아트도 갈라 아니 마음바나 아니베 가서 계란도스 잘 마주에나 아니 간데치 그래 가서 아니베 람등 간데치 그래 쓰도 갈라 아니 찌라티 순거래 아니 마메베 갑달라 빼잘로스 니 랍샤교트스 마음바나 아니 네 삽데 디용그리 서소래 양아 잘접 찌라 마음바나 nga ni be thamal be namba chene lama chene yongri di ni nga ngoshe bachi sa sungare oda tingi de nga so labja ke chembu chires
so how to practice dharma, which is so urgent, and as you know, there are many ways of doing it, but most important is transforming our thought, our attitude, and for that part, we are studying this short text, the 100 of deities of joyful land by Lama Tsongkhapa, and this practice, as you know, through 7 limb or 7 branch practices, making earnest kind of request or prayer for one's spiritual teacher, spiritual guru, and this practice is part of all traditions in Tibetan Buddhism, 4 major sects, but they use different kind of expression. Here we use Guru Yoga practice. In Nyingma and Kagyu we find accomplishment of Guru accomplishment. You find a different expression, but all are meaning kind of referring to the same thing. And this practice that generating this pure vision of Lama and seeing Lama none other than a true Buddha. And that kind of practice also becomes a bridge, to Vajrayana or tantric practices, and because of so much emphasis on Guru Yoga or spiritual teacher, sometimes we do have criticism, as many of you know, calling Tibetan Buddhism a Lamaism. But those criticisms are not really valid. They don't really understand why and how this emphasis on Guru practice is in Buddhism. And as we have said before, spiritual teacher is the one that actually performs the activities of the enlightened being. And as we have used this expression before, there is no enlightened being before Lama, and all those 1,000 Buddhas of the auspicious eons are because of the Lamas. So in fact, Buddha himself, when passing away, when his followers kind of asked him about his guidance, Buddha mentioned sort of two things. One thing, in one occasion, he mentioned that when I passed away, refer back to my scriptures. So those scriptures represent me. And then on another occasion, he mentioned that in the future I will come in the form of ordinary spiritual teacher. So these are two kind of important message from Buddha to kind of following and respecting and considering one's guru teacher.
다 당부되게 가르친 거잖아. 배자들 로 거래 세순 거래. 배자 로니 배지기 줬던데 하고 하자 거래. 디용라 니 라마메나 고 땡에 라마메나 양 좀 지진지 또 말와. 어다 땡디가라 라메카니 윤단 되게듯이 애니 소소 배자로 이양내도 라마가 랍겨데 데미 존지래. 데미 디에나 애니 시로나서는 잘라 가래 요아데 소선 담가게와 배절로니 다티 유토를 자네 냠는 제데 데 순거래 시우진 내 전부 자로 니가 또리나 소소 냠는 제와데 순용 거래 어다 되게 쳐버리스 다티 있는 가서 소진 게하다 아니 저걸 걸고 고하다 차차와다 아니 처변부에 할라다 아니 샤베야라지 디기디 차래 다들이 지수이랑 모델을 되어래 된지 인데가라 다 차차와데 쪼쪼 나겔 기념 보고 하래 디베 미스게 첨보래 그래서 나겔 생이디 양배 세미나는 뉴무 쭈뿌지 차디어래 이젠라 구지미지하게 어다 차차야 되게 아니 배 나겔 기념 보고 하래 되게 첨보래 인 처베되게 설닝님 보고 하래 아니 가서 배 간지 벤저지 연나야 아니 소소 따신 템바 쉬우신데 그 마음 보내 부가랑 뭐지 상담인데 디가라 아니 남지나니 배 디지디가라 유벤저 간지 간 레디여 바데 아니 배 미롤 타노메 반로 로와에 차가와래 어다 망전진이 무단 때리기 급잔도 고도와 어다 때리 니가라 간 여바데 아니 배 민천은 짐바상야 짐바잖아 짐바 넘바 지송도와 어다 디인디가라 처법부가 되디 스닝님 보 독수도 고와래 짐바도도 스닝님 보도 고와래 어다 아니 처법부라 아니 샤바데 놈은 지에는 배 교통원 샤고거라 어다 디인디가라 휴직계 전부 차대요래 어다 된다든 지수이랑 세야돼 다티니마 주야레스
So those two instances where Buddha said in first in future my representative will be my scriptures, and then second I will come in the form of ordinary teacher. In the first case when Buddha said those scriptures are my representative, basically what it entails is that you need to study those scriptures and understand the meaning of scriptures. Again, for that kind of understanding, there is kind of implicit kind of message of relying on spiritual teacher, and depending on spiritual teacher's kind of teaching, but eventually you are the one that will be taking the journey, so you can use your spiritual teacher's instruction as a kind of key to open the door, and once you are inside, then it's up to you what choices you want to make in the treasury kind of room. And so here the main kind of the message is again coming back to personal or individual practices. That is the most important. And so in this short text we begin with the 7 limb practices or 7 branch practices, invocation of assembly tree and requesting the guru to have a stable life, prostration, offerings, confession. We went through those 5, and today we will continue with rejoicing, number 6. As we said before, for example, prostration. Among many different advantages, it becomes one of the main antidotes to arrogance. Arrogant is very aggressive, negative thought, which is exactly opposite to humility, and so therefore prostration helps to kind of reduce that kind of arrogance or pride. And offering serve as an antidote to stinginess or miserliness, because we do have this kind of attitude that being wealthy and then to kind of I will be staying and enjoying my wealth sort of forever, but then ending suddenly with nothing able to kind of really enjoy it. You keep kind of accumulating out of this stinginess and not able to kind of really benefit out of your wealth and possessions. So offering is it's actually another form of generosity, practice of giving. And as we said before, there are 4 ways of generosity. And then next is confession practice, and confession or purification of negative activities. Here again, main important is with the understanding of the negative impacts of or negative results or negative aspect of negative activity that you created, and with that recognition, with that understanding, then doing this practice of purification or confession. So next is rejoicing.
와다 계산되는 바 디지털라 가르쳐래. 이제 수행하게 지대 가르쳐나 니미 뛴들 마운틴 룰라서는 쉐게 밤에 달절 등했지. 공부 키게 랍친 잡발라 자자 삼바답에 이랑 제 지대들이다. 이 마살에 니밍아 뒤다 심정이마 녀몽이마 와다 뒤니마 세대들에게 말하시는 제야래. 오다 녀몽 락바인 배찬이 답에 녀몽 하장 랍이 뒤차를 단대 뒤쳐대. 오다 생이마세 세통통 마말에 또 그시 거래. 뭐저 처로 밤에 있잖아. 단다 체견데 나게 밤에 단다 통통자되어 와. 오다 되게 쓰거래. 님이 뒤인데 마운틴 룰러전. 아니 마운틴 대반 루발러전 봐. 된디게 딱 문이 점된데 잘 주베 갑라 아니베 즉 문체 남다 두근지당 단데 아니베 좀바 나지 숨근데 단데 나지 숨근데라 판체 열어서 모두가 파인 기차네 시발 납청버리 뛰기 차니 뛰 니마 임비차니 된디기 녀몽니마다 뛰 니마 생니마 된디 갑들라 즉 나지 비다부치와이나 데 손음 납청버서 와래 어디 미팅도 많대. 아니 퇴바. 아니 누발을 좀 봐. 아니 다 간지 나나도 최 가르쳐 봐대. 지딘 최기기 님번으로 가지고 고고하래. 되면자 지딘 최기는 되니 자와 간지잖아. 최추스 누구 와 말해. 딘두가라 님보지디 지딘 최기 빵구래 제대 승도. 달저기 땡여 받자 거랬어. 달저기 땡여 받아야 돼. 미리 터봐대. 밀리터비 토고 천 디자마인 봐. 치만 벤젤라 제사송아지 주는 요몽 가수 충으로 땅 에투부터. 이 개회 저대 가수지 야 공벨도 땅 에투부터 되니 아니 센사서 중앙이나 땅 오니 다저던 오니 차버려. 와다 덴디지 마중이나 딱 가버리고 다저던 예승인데. 와다 된디는 공부기기 랍친 잡발라 다자 삼바답에 이랑 오세 개발도 아니 정원라마 종가바 쳔비 아니 베 잡아틴레 오니 베 ndeme zonkailo kuchung dini kawa gyata jinde didi modern lamni yamare japtang la sa wizang la pe ani thasam gomsung khatsinando oda dijne ni be jugo jizun jambe yang la ngone page umel tawe thola pe neba manye pardo dichide ani jizun jambe yang ge umel tawe kanete sungyo de kala kogumido ziya judi kala ote kerang indi samnodantas maupani kenal de tontoyala pendo yongures ani be yoga ani be 사장난가 배고르스들 아니 배 사장난데 도 양방가라니 멘데푸니 디바베 주광던 베베 마차벤 루기숭나도 와 어떤도 수진 루바 덴디지게 굴리 균인상 공부키키 랍첸 제바세 된 제바틴리 답베 디기디 숭고아레 두전제말라 잡기 추기 쳐밤 가르스 자자 공부키기 랍진 잡발라 자자 삼바타베 이랑호 니닌 타바네네 지수이랑지긴 세페 디숭고아라 디토고니 랍첨부도 개버동 다 이제 종가바선데 지랑 라인베 단디 찰레지나 이자조비잖아 다 오니 가오고나 주지 점분 제바남 터지라 삼다이나 아줄린 치아 미리미도 와다 티티 집에 있나 소소라니 배 타도 되지 shum 로야지다 대용거리 오늘 펜도 용거리 어다 도시네 지수이나 저거래 순고하래
verse for rejoicing. I'm reading the handout. I have two different translations, but this one is kind of more shorter and more precise. Number 6, by striving for much learning and understanding in this degenerate age, and by abandoning the 8 worldly concerns, you made your favorable rebirth meaningful. O Lord, in the great wave of your deeds, we rejoice from the depths of our hearts. So degenerate age or degenerate period, they are, as many of you know, there are 5 degenerations. Degenerations of sentient beings, degenerations of defilement, time, lifetime, and view. Degenerations of defilements or afflictions, although we are tainted with afflictions, but our afflictions is considered as even much more worse than what it used to be before. Likewise, lifetime, in Buddhist, in Buddhism, we talk about, unlimited lifetime, 100,000, very long time, but comparing those, our lifetime is average 100, years lifespan. And so because of all of these degenerations, because of the timing, even maintaining one commitment in our time is considered as equally kind of productive as maintaining many commitments during Buddha's time. This is because of the degenerative time. And striving for much learning and understanding, learning and understanding, or striving in making effort in your practice in this degenerate time or age. And whatever practice that you do, the practice should be in such a way that it goes against 8 worldly concerns. And going against worldly concerns becomes a practice meaningful, true practice. Otherwise, if they are going for worldly concerns, then they are not practice in a real sense. And so favorable rebirth meaningful, so here kind of talks about making your life meaningful. This making this favorable rebirth or precious human life meaningful. How can you make this meaningful? Creating or engaging in an activity such that that activity does not only kind of produces positive result in this lifetime, but it keeps producing positive results in the future lifetime too. and activity such that it always helps you to engage furthermore in increasing positive, virtuous, wholesome activities, and always kind of by nature that kind of activity should be helping you to decrease, restricting, diminishing negative activities and non-virtuous activities. So and with that kind of engaging in that kind of activities, you can make this life really kind of limited lifetime really something meaningful, something something strong, powerful, that can not only kind of yields result in this lifetime, but something that can be giving us result in future lifetime too. So so then it says, "O Lord, in the great wave of your deeds, we rejoice from the depths of your heart." So kind of rejoicing from the depth of our heart, to your wave of deeds, to your referring to Lama Tsongkhapa, Lord Lama Tsongkhapa. And if you look at Lama Tsongkhapa's life story, you will know how much he kind of made effort, being born in northeastern part of Tibet, and later coming to central Tibet, traveling all long way, and then going through intense practice, and later having a vision of Manjushri, and then kind of consulting him, especially on the understanding of middle way philosophy, until he get kind of strong conviction or complete understanding. And when there is when Lama Tsongkhapa complained about not understanding it well, then Manjushri instructed him to engage in accumulation and purification practices. That is mainly, if you look at Lama Tsongkhapa's story, you can find how he engaged in offering of mandala practices and using basically a slate of rocks, and then wiping with his wrist, and having a wound and going through all those hardship. So those becomes kind of what we call here wave of your deeds, and whatever Lama Tsongkhapa did, and all of those practices, here practitioner kind of rejoice in them from the depth of our heart. And in our current time, we can use kind of look at His Holiness kind of activity or his deeds in his own kind of scholarly understanding, as well as teaching, and great activities that he is performing. And so looking up to that kind of great deeds, it truly becomes object of rejoicing.
아니 지수랑지나 펜도 가려잖아. 손음 랍침부사 그래. 송도와. 어지름지 배빠 총라 랍침 소소베 gel라 지수랑 저도 막 하세요. 뭐다 개회나네. 네. 등문으로 왕안한소 미 개발에 지수이랑 제할래. 마당안도 멍체지기 아니 배 타도지로 왔더라. 아니 배 마가지기도 와. 미기지는 더둔데가라 같이 그 개와 야부치기도 너도 곰개기도 차사기도 야부치기도 레타레테 세대 양택배 직티 수르자르지 던지 이니 견지 상동이기 삼당에다 가서 다 용대근 소리 들어와 아니 저는 내 마이크나 전화 마셔버려 마도 코인데든 디지그리 됐더니 상던지 아니 배 동로지 직직으로 와 어떻게 지수이란 집에 있나? 되게 특강가 가르고 땐 자원이는 또 정부 집에 나라 지수이란 집에 강사 맞아고 뒤인도가라 해봐 용수소 받아배 이거와 간디지나 지수이네 제 차디오래 강사 가지도가라 상기 가발 지수이란 제야 년티 랑상기 가발 지수이란 제야 아니 년티 가발 지수이란 제야 년티 소바 니가 연구하래 아니 장주세베 아니 배 가발라지 소이나자 수스키오 수디갈다 라마주고 람라마주다 수스키오 와다 배 디디디 배 삼로 겨충주 당에 nga se samdang de git sigor jiba sosi geoze digala ota samlo kya chungchung dangende 그지 고고와 어떻게 가장이 그라 그지 수용아 제국이 수용하라 다 가르쳐는 맵디 맵바데 딱 오니 랍침부 좋아 제국고 말와 미 가와 정인지라니 빼 빼야 버리 닝그리비선 세빼 든디지 삼담바이나 타도 제대가 랑게 니테 바비 손음 지 사용과래 어떻게 인디가라 제르미체 순데 시우지 니도아 베파 총라 랍진 쳐서베 겔레지스나 쳐동아 세대 어떤 순거래 했어
Why this practice of rejoicing? Lama Tsongkhapa himself has mentioned that practice of rejoicing. On that, he mentioned that it requires very small effort, but it creates immense positive merits. Accumulate immense positive merit, and then why not? Rejoice. So rejoicing is considered as the one of the main source or ways of accumulating positive merits. Ordinary kind of attitude when we see somebody in very happy, positive, or doing good practice, often we have this kind of sense of jealousy. Instead of appreciating it, we have envious, not able to compare or stay up to that kind of level, and on top of jealousy and envious kind of attitude, sometimes we might kind of appreciate those people, but along the way we have also kind of criticized, although he is good in practice or he is good person, but then you come up with all kind of criticism, and sometimes it get even worse when kind of discussing with other people. You say that he looks nice, but you don't know about all of this and that, and then you come up with all kind of really negative criticism, trying to kind of dig out all kind of negativities of that individual. And practice of rejoice is the one that kind of shut down the door of all of this attitude. And so rejoicing when rejoicing in the prayers of noble prayers, it talks about 5 kind of category to whom we do practice of rejoice, and those 5 categories starts with negative positive activities by enlightened being, and then second bodhisattvas, and then third hearers, fourth solitary realizers, and under solitary realizers it could be both Arya, noble being, as well as ordinary people. And then fifth is ordinary people. And ordinary people in this 5th category, somebody who is not engaged in any kind of path, spiritual path, and we sometimes use this word childish, childish, and those people whose main concern is always kind of I, and this very strong self-cherishing thought. And again, the reason for rejoicing is because it's so it doesn't require any effort. You just need to generate and appreciate somebody's good activity.
Oda ndusinda dindi kansa ngala pen jisu iranjena ani ta gawa kande si ungure kande chigirezana ta dondo duna rangle toba thoji ta nyamdo nichebaina ta sumjechini chigzunji pan tobores ta mone dinegi kasi shegdoa randan ranyamina eni chega thures ta rangle ne be toba maji tang sonam manyam bazundai ani tene manyamba tenina phagawa chenginde sonam to chunga ingejije ran to su chik sonam labchebajina phagilin tablo susula gewa sagrisido ati sadane dingni ngone 야버레 삼바자 마임바 세멘 딩니 파윤통 고네 아니 묘몽문도 먹이로 고네 삼바 라삼 난다 고네 개발해 줄수 있잖아 어다 텐데기 개발 랍첨부 토부고 알아서 어다디 라메 숨기는데 숨는 것도 와 어다디 개첨보래
How can one attain positive accumulations or positive merits, or that act becomes rejoicing act becomes positive merits? And there's oral kind of this tradition of saying that when you do rejoice out of pure heart, pure motivation, without any kind of single, negativity, the level of positive merits that you gather, somebody who is higher than you in realizations, you attain kind of 1/3 of qualification or merit, and somebody who is equal to you, you accumulate a kind of equal level of positive merits, and somebody who is lower or inferior to you in terms of realizations or positive accumulations, then you attain kind of double of those positive merits.
어다 딘디 인디가라 맞아 손음 세대 그 바기 겨왕함이 레다 손음 지중아 연구하래 단대 에네베 카자고도 그나 가도들라 세면 딩니 군농 장은 토니 개발 출충부 지 차그에서래 이거하대 좀 된데 잘 주베 갑라 바게 야보 세상세기 좀 된데 솔직불 디가라 다 야보 세상세 뭐네 다 야가래 얄텐지기 야보 차대래 손음들라 뱀 손음 첨부이마다 시모와라 다 디베 불디가라 야보가 공발라 다 나베 손음 진인자 아니 딘디지 점된데 코르다치 바 딘딘지 불라불 에네 배 딘디지 고갑 라바레즈한테 공바 딘디지 차르지 아니야 아마 오늘 답직 밤에베 아마지라 부지야지 아니 그런데 딱 야보기 가와들 쉬우지서 연한지데 맛 교왕아마 소나마사 아니 단답 장보선나 마선나 드리시 아니 배간지 디지 아니 에페 셈딩이 지수이나 지용도가라 아니 코 불란스 게 아마르스 부 두미야게 레지니어레스 지데니 튀제니 베자마 지니 아니 좀 된데 불디가라 좀 된데 이 찬이 제바리 아멘 아마데 부두미야게 레디 불리는다가 꿀론 난다고는 불리는데 대 차게 제바리 아니 야보 세상이 가래 불러대 차 윤이 창요 말에 만한데 아니 공가야 자네 아니 되게 아니 야보 코르다 제베게 네 안한서 배좀 된데 코르다 제베 된자 수지 불라데네 배 누리지던 데니든지 불라리스 아니 좀 데라 좀 된데 차 남아서 아마 아니 배 디기 부구tum이야 레데 아니 배 니 차게 선택한 개발가리나 주바래 주디가라 아니 좀 된데기 야보 뭐니 손음 첨보래 고난게 드니페 랍첨보 제바레스 이나야 야보 공바들라 아니베 nga kewangame sonam mo sabe tule enipe nga tendi chungre kengbatos ke lessons yabe kongbala ame dila enipe mige tawan mige eni kuno tawani mandegene lasan nanda inza ne lapan nembe inse chan jebe inse zusu sungdoa de sungin sungdoa wata tendi indikala kulung zangan sin sonam dela lapchembo nanani 가자 고도 그런 꿀롱데다 텔니 받쳐진 로고야다 개자개자 버리도와 딘디가나 나노들레가 가르치기나 꿀롱데 비다 보지 꿀롱들레 유디고 꿀롱들레 용구래 디디고 꿀롱 용구래 꿀롱데 비다 보이 아부 제베나레가 가리나 가자명하지 용구하래 디페 미스베게 쳔버리
Uh, positive, merit, or Tibetan word sonam. In creating a positive merit or accumulating positive merit, it does depends on kind of your previous karmic karmic action, and therefore you are more kind of prone to engage in positive activities. But it also depends on immediate kind of intention that you generate when you engage in this kind of practice of rejoicing or appreciating others. This story that happened during a Buddha's lifetime. There was a king who invited Buddha to a grand kind of lunch and offering a meal, and at the same time, there was a very poor lady who has a small baby, and that woman, when she saw that king inviting Buddha and his followers to a meal, with very pure heart, she appreciate and she take rejoice in that. But from her part, since she felt that I'm really kind of poor and nothing to offer, so and she but to make kind of her own offering, she has a piece of cloth to keep her baby in, so she washed it clean and offered that to Buddha, and Buddha took it with his own hand, and at that time one of his follower, Ananda, asked Buddha, why is this? King invited us and offered all this great meal, and but you didn't kind of express this sense of appreciation, but however you did with this poor lady. And then Buddha kind of responded that this lady who offered a piece of cloth is offered with a pure heart, with great kind of sense of appreciation. And in king's kind of thought, he had this thought that since he was a king, it must be because of his past great positive merit, and therefore there is a slight kind of tainted by his sense of pride or arrogance. So therefore here we can again see the importance of motivation. Pure motivation is very important in creating positive activities.
오다 덴리기 군롱 비자보지 지중에나 내가 가르치나 가세 매바지 돈이 용투야지 깨지게 담아 차고 직들이 니바 아니베 소소 수남사이나 투침부당 니바 첨부시 차고도 왔을 때 이니가라 원이 군롱 뒤땅 니 지수이라니 시부지도 쓰지바이나 같이 그와도 또 첨부 차고 그래지.
So with that kind of good motivation, the benefits when you engage in any activities, those activities becomes kind of very spontaneous, not difficult, easy to engage in, and also along with that, accumulations of positive merit, as said before. So positive activities created through good intention and rejoicing makes that positive activity very powerful and stable.
야된 자동리더.
So we said we'll take a break here.